Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. I appreciate you all for tapping in as always. My name's Demetrius. I go by Didi, and this is Didi Got a Podcast. If this is your first time here, I appreciate you for being here, whether you agree with my position or not. I'm still appreciative. And as always, please hit the like button on your way in. I do want to state for those of you, I've seen some responses across different platforms saying that this is a waste of time and I should just focus on the investigation. Let me tell you why I disagree. Number one, in all honesty, I'm always a little baffled when it comes to this Charlie Kirk investigation. When a person takes the position that they believe what we've been told, or they sort of allude to the fact that they believe what we've been told, when from my perspective, there's so many gaping holes in this investigation. And when I spend about 90% of my videos over the past 6 months have been about the Charlie Kirk investigation, it's not because I cared so much or that I care so much about Charlie Kirk. It's because I believe the implications are a lot greater and a lot bigger than Charlie Kirk, right? I believe it was potentially tied to other things that was going on behind the scenes. And if you've been here, we've been through all the weeds over the past 6 months. But if I'm being honest, another reason this is important is because, and this is just, showing some humility. Maybe the people on the other side are right. Maybe they've seen something, maybe they've heard something that I quite do not understand or I haven't heard just yet. And typically how human nature works, we tend to find ourselves around people that believes in things the way that we do. Or we find ourselves maybe even subconsciously searching for somebody that agrees with us, right? And so from my position, I would like to do that, especially when a person is always open to a discussion or a debate. This may turn into a debate. And the last debate or discussion we had on this channel was with the TPUSA pastor, John Amenchukwu, or one of the pastors on the payroll of TPUSA. And that didn't turn out too well for him, as many of you all already know. Still respect him and his politics, but on this topic, we vastly disagree. And so in this particular case, I'm going to have a guest to come on, and she's been going back and forth with a couple of people, Baron Coleman. I know she's been attacking Candace, and she's pretty passionate from her position. And so with that, I'm going to bring her onto the platform, and we'll jump right into the discussion.
Hello.
Do you go by Lisa?
Yes.
Okay, Lisa. I'm Demetrius. Feel free to call me Demetrius or Didi or D, whichever works better for you. I'm totally fine with that. And yeah, I'm gonna just jump right into it so that we're not wasting people's time, so that I don't misrepresent you, Lisa. Do you mind just sort of well, I guess the easy ways. I'll ask you this question. Do you believe that Tyler Robinson was the person to take out Charlie Kirk?
Yes.
Okay. This is going to be great. This is going to be very great. I am going to sort of, if it's all right with you, Lisa, I'm going to sort of give an opening statement before we hop right into it. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So if this was a court and we were two attorneys, just let me know if you disagree with this, but I would by default be the defense attorney and you will be the prosecution. As to say, you are looking to prosecute Tyler Robinson and I will be looking to defend Tyler Robinson to some extent. And I only say by some extent because I'm not saying that Tyler Robinson is totally innocent, but the very things that we were told about Tyler Robinson, I do not buy it. But if we are going to treat this like a court session, then if we were two attorneys and I was to see you in the hallway, so off the record, I would literally say to you, I believe Charlie Kirk, or the Charlie Kirk event, which is the way I refer to it, was a Freemasonic ritual. But again, that's off the record. I understand that it's not something you can walk into a courtroom and sort of present as your argument or your defense. I understand that. But that is what I would say to you off the record. And it's pretty obvious to me that it was a Freemasonic ritual. But that's a conversation for another day. On the record, I would say this. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this case is not about headlines. It's not about speculation. And it's not even about what anyone thinks may have happened. It's about one thing and one thing only. Whether the government can prove, or Lisa in this particular case, can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that my client, Tyler Robinson, committed the crime he is accused of. That is the highest burden in our justice system. And it exists for a reason. Because when the stakes are this high, guesses, assumptions, and incomplete stories are not enough. Over the course of this video or this trial, you are going to hear a lot from Ms. Lisa. But when you listen closely, you will notice something important. Gaps. Gaps in the timeline, gaps in the physical evidence, gaps in the identification of the person responsible. You will see that key pieces of evidence are either missing, unclear, or open to more than one interpretation. You will hear that certain conclusions were reached before all the facts were fully examined. And you will learn that alternative possibilities were not thoroughly ruled out. I mean, she may, point to some evidence, but you will have to ask yourself, does it conclusively prove who actually committed this act, or does it simply raise more questions, like all the questions that we've had? Because in a courtroom, questions matter. And if at the end of this case, you are left with the reasonable questions about what happened, about who is responsible, about whether the evidence truly adds up, then the law requires only one verdict, not guilty. Tyler Robinson does not have to prove anything to anybody. He does not have to explain anything away. The burden never shifts to him. It stays at all times with the government. And if they cannot meet that burden, if they cannot eliminate reasonable doubt, then your duty is clear. At the end of this video or at the end of this trial, we are confident that you will see the evidence does not meet that standard. And when you do, we ask that you return the only verdict that the law allows, not guilty. So with that, I would like to start off with a question. What is it that has made you so definitively convinced that Tyler Robinson did this?
It's the only thing that makes sense. It's the only thing that we have no substantial evidence to support any of the other theories that have been put out there. Over the last 6 months, it's been a consistent, steamroll of information that's being put out. I'm not going to sit here and cosplay a trial. We're not lawyers. You're not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, unless you have a legal degree that I don't know about. But at the end of the day, as someone who debates topics, I kind of think that this is ridiculous, but also I'm not feeling the greatest, so I'm not in the best mood. I'm just going to admit that to you right now. This is not my best self. At the end of the day, unless you have something to present that is substantial to tell us that we can go in another direction outside of Tyler Robinson, what the state has provided in that charging document, you cannot put something on a charging document that doesn't exist. You cannot hold a man behind bars just for shits and giggles. That's not how this works. At the end of the day, there's a very real system here and a real process that has been working in this country for hundreds of years. Is it perfect? No. But typically, most of the time, it works the way that it should. Unless you can get, like you said, enough reasonable doubt, and then you get a Casey Anthony or you get an O.J. Simpson. And is that truly what you want to happen in this situation? That if this man truly pulled the trigger and you're wrong, are you okay with him being able to walk because of the circus that has been created online?
No, but let me address something. You said that it's not fair because we're not actual attorneys. Well, Lisa, the reason why I started off the way that I did is because the man is actually on trial for real. It's not like we're just saying somebody that they haven't arrested.
But what expertise do you have in the legal system?
None.
Have you taken a single law class?
Nope.
Nope, me neither. I'm not going to sit here and try to be something that I'm not. At the end of the day, I am not a legal expert. If you want to talk to a legal expert, you need to get Andrea Burkhart or somebody like that on your show.
The problem is, Lisa, you don't actually care if somebody's a legal expert.
What do you have after 6 months of this rigmarole that we've had online? What do you have to substantiate that there is like another finger that we can point somewhere outside of Tyler Robinson.
Got you. All right. So Lisa, again, you don't actually care if somebody is a legal expert or not, because you're actually arguing with attorneys that take the position that I'm taking. So you don't actually care about that. So don't pretend that you do. Second of all,
that's not what I said. I said, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I am a legal expert or have any legal
but somebody
experience
with
that
the
I
legal
do not have, and you should not be doing so either.
That's fair. But what I'm saying to you is, but the people that are, you also have a problem with their position.
I do, because even with the law, there's obviously different opinions, but Baron Coleman is not connected to this case in any way, shape, or form, and he's also financially benefiting off of this narrative that he's spinning. So no, I'm not going to take someone who's financially benefiting and is in Candace Owens' pocket.
Okay. I can't argue with that because I don't know if that's true. That may be true. I don't know.
He literally said on his podcast last night that he was on the phone with her. So what do you think? She plays his clips on her show. It's very clear that they are in cahoots with one another.
Got you. So do you find it a bit suspicious that people have foreknowledge about what happened to Charlie? Let's start there.
Where is the proof that somebody had foreknowledge outside of Tyler Robinson and Lance Twiggs?
Okay. This here. What is this man talking about here? How would he know this? Why would he say this?
What are we pointing at here? Explain this. I've never even seen this before.
Okay, so this is Harrison Smith. He works with A. Jones. I'm not allowed, I can't say his name on YouTube, but from what is it called? InfoWars. A month before, or a couple of months before, Harrison Smith tweets this. To this day, he won't tell us who told him this. Who was the person around Charlie Kirk that said this to him? Not to mention, it's been said multiple times. I'm going to try not to do the hearsay thing.
He says, I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. Okay? This is the whole anonymous source thing that is absolute garbage. Again, if you're not willing to go on record and show your face, and you're saying that you have information that is going to get Charlie Kirk killed in a couple of months, or at this point, this was posted on, was this August 25th?
I'm sorry, hold on. Let me move the banner. This was August 13th.
So August 13th. So you have evidence that Charlie Kirk is potentially going to be killed in a matter of, what was that, 3 weeks? In 3 weeks, Charlie Kirk is going to be killed, and you're not going to go on record or like do anything to try to help this situation other than put out some like anonymous random slop on the internet with no backing and no proof of anything. This is not proof.
Lisa, you're sounding like us. Welcome to our side. This is the same question that we're asking. The words that you just spewed didn't actually do anything to help your case. These are the things that we're saying. This is a real tweet. That's what matters. Tyler Robinson
does not matter.
Do what?
This tweet does not matter. Again, this is an anonymous source of, I was told by somebody that knows Charlie Kirk,
you got to be better
that
than
this thing
this.
is going to happen.
You got to be better than this. Like, we just read a tweet a month before. I would understand if you say the tweet isn't real. I'm with you on that. I'm showing you a real tweet, and you're saying I don't care about it.
To Charlie Kirk, does he know him personally?
Yes, he does.
Did he hear this information from him himself?
The answer is yes.
No, he didn't. That's not what he's saying right here.
No. The question you just asked was, does he know Charlie Kirk?
He literally says, I'm not going to name names.
Lisa, the question you asked me was,
if you have a real belief that Charlie is about to be killed in a short period of time, why are you not going to name names?
Lisa, you've already asked that question. Listen, you've already asked that question. I have the same question. That's not helping you. Listen to what I just said to you. Listening is a virtue. This is a real tweet. This is a problem. Right. You asked, does he know Charlie Kirk? I'm telling you the answer is yes.
Great.
That's not the answer.
But we don't have a source.
Why does that even matter?
It absolutely
not for this conversation.
In the world of journalism and reporting, having a source that's willing to go on record when you're saying a man is about to lose his life and you take that claim seriously, you're going to go on the record. This whole, I'm not going to name names, but somebody told somebody that's a third cousin to Charlie Kirk that he's going to die. is
Lisa, let's
absolutely
say,
absurd, and this is the ridiculousness that we've been dealing with.
got you. All right, so Lisa, let's say Harrison lied here. Let's say he lied. How was he able to put this out, make up a lie? He's a credible person. He's connected to these people. Charlie ends up deceased a month later. How?
Cool. So where's the tweet where he reveals this source then after Charlie was killed? And he's like, oh my God, I was correct. So-and-so told me. Here's the rest of the information that I never provided before. Where is it?
You're looking bad, Lisa. I'm just going to tell you this now.
No, I'm not, bro.
So
Again, where's the follow-up from this?
he hasn't provided it. I'm with you. You and I
Of
agree
course
on
he
that.
hasn't. Of course he hasn't.
But what does
That's
that
not a
mean though?
coincidence.
So because he hasn't revealed it, that means what?
Charlie actually ends up taking a bullet to the neck, and he has not followed up.
Answer
Not
the
even
question
to
I
say
asked
that
you.
he's
So
spoken
listen.
to police or law enforcement.
Got you.
And
I'm
you
with
don't
you.
find that suspicious.
I find that very suspicious. I agree. I'm totally with you. But my question to
Or
you
the
is,
entire thing was BS to begin with. I don't know.
that's a whole different conversation. Then we'll be on the same page. But that's a different conversation. What I'm telling you is the tweet is real. But here's my question to you. Let's say he lied. What would that mean though? It doesn't help your case because the man still actually passed away, right?
All that means is that he lied. And again, we don't have any follow-up saying that he spoke to law enforcement or he filed an official report or anything.
So
why, again, if you truly believe that Charlie is about to be killed, why would you not follow up by submitting a report with the correct authorities? And if you posted this 3 weeks prior and then he actually ends up dying, why would you not come back and say, oh my gosh, I was actually correct on this. I have filed XYZ with the FBI or, law enforcement in Utah, or I made a report to the Utah police, or I don't know, anything.
So everybody in the chat is saying that he did go to the feds.
I don't care what the chat is saying.
Okay, well, fine.
Find the tweet.
This is what I can't tell you about Harrison. Harrison has been confronted about this. Candace went live on Twitter like a few months ago. He joined her live and we confronted him on live about it. It was like, bro, why won't you tell us who told you that? But here's the problem, Lisa. It doesn't matter if he reveals it or not. I wish he would. It's very weird that he won't. It's very suspicious. But it doesn't change that he put it out. Tyler Robinson wasn't the person that told people that.
Tyler Robinson absolutely was telling people
No,
that.
He wasn't the person to tell the people that was around Charlie Kirk.
Great.
Right. Okay.
I don't think that anybody told anything that was near Charlie Kirk. I think that the whole thing is just the same anti-Semitic trope that we've been seeing for 2 years now, since October 7th, that Israel and the Jews are to blame for everything.
Got you. So Andrew Kovac, Charlie was under a lot of pressure. We know that for a fact.
No, we don't.
Do you have any opinion about why Andrew Kovac would not reveal the text message thread about Charlie Kirk being under pressure and deciding to leave the pro-Israel cause? Why do you think he wouldn't reveal that until Candace revealed it?
He said why he didn't want to release it publicly. Did you listen to his statements? Because he told you.
What do you think about that? Does that make sense to you?
Yes. When you're dealing with an investigation that is ongoing.
Let's be consistent. What we just said about Harrison Smith was, brother, you had information about something. Why aren't you going to reveal it? Same thing goes to Andrew Kovac.
And you have Andrew Kovac saying, I went to a top-ranking government official who can get this into the hands of the people who are a part of this investigation, and I gave it to him in confidence to give it to who it needs to go to.
Lisa, why do you think he gave it to him?
That's way more than this random Harrison dude.
Got you. Hey, Lisa, here's a great question. Why do you think Andrew Kovac gave that to Joe Kent?
He told you why he did.
Why? Tell me. I want you to tell me.
Because he wanted them to have that for the investigation. He thought that was an important piece of information for them to look at.
Right. What about that text message thread was important? What was it that Charlie said that was important? That Andrew Kovac thought it was so important. Now, don't lose your tongue now. Why was it so important?
Again, he said that he wanted to give them everything that was available and look at every possible opportunity or stone that could be looked at.
Right. I'm not talking about all the other stones. Let's focus on this one stone. Why did he think that this text message thread was important to Charlie Kirk's assassination? Why?
We saw one snippet of the thread.
Lisa, right.
Candace Owens focused in on the portion that she wanted you to see. We don't know what else was in that thread on
Andrew
why he
Cole, that's the only
submitted it.
thing they
He's
shared.
never told us that.
No, Lisa, I'm asking you, why would Andrew Kovic give that to them? We
Yeah,
both
I
know
know
the
what you're
answer. You
trying
just
to
don't want to say
do.
it.
You're trying to back me against the wall with a gotcha because
I want you to be
the
honest.
of the frustration that he was having with donors.
Yeah. Is that important?
Sure. To show that there were donors that had animosity towards him at that time. But that
Right.
his response to it is not the issue. This isn't the gotcha that you think it is, bro. You can take that smirk off of your face.
You
But at
just
the end of
admitted
the
that Andrew
day,
Kovic thought a text message thread where he was complaining about his donors was so important that he sent it to the government so that they can investigate it. We both know what that means.
great. And it was found to be a nothing burger. Wonderful. Can we move on now?
It wasn't. Joe Kidd has not shut up about it. What are you talking about? Joe Kidd is talking about it right now today.
Yeah, Joe Kent is a psychopath, but okay.
What makes him a psychopath?
He's been incredibly inconsistent. He's
How?
all over the place. He has done a complete 180 on like all of his views, along with everybody else in this equation.
I'm waiting to hear where he's a psychopath. What about the things he's saying?
That's my opinion.
Right, and I heard that. So tell me why.
Again, he has completely changed his entire perspective on this from front to back.
That's not making somebody a psychopath. If you are supporting Trump, then
Okay.
Trump then does
A
something.
shill, bought and paid. I don't know.
Bought and paid for by who?
Most people don't do a complete 180 on all of their views in a very short period of time unless there's incentive to do so.
What did he do a complete 180 on?
Supporting Trump, the Iran war, MAGA,
He supports Trump.
his entire political position.
No. Don't speed talk. Let's break this down. He supports Trump today, currently. What you just said is a lie. He said nothing but
he
nice
obviously
things
is
about
not, because he left his administration, meaning that he is severing himself from the administration because he no longer stands in support of the administration. Based off of the letter of resignation that he gave to the public, he is not standing with the Trump administration. Therefore, he is not standing with Trump himself. So no, that's not what he said.
Lisa, lies. He supports Trump. He does not support Trump's decision with the Iran war. He's made this clear in the letter. He's made it clear in his interview.
You don't leave an entire administration based off that one thing.
That is a pretty big thing, girl. What are you talking about? That's a pretty big deal.
There have been multiple people that have worked in administrations that disagreed with certain decisions that the president has made.
Of that magnitude, and a lot of people don't have a spine or a backbone.
Great. Even Charlie Kirk himself did not agree.
Boots on the ground now. That's a pretty big deal.
Did not agree with the bombing that happened over last summer in June, I believe, right? But he said, at the end of the day, I defer to Trump because I know him as a person and I trust his judgment to lead this country. A man who is actually working in the administration should be able to do the same if he's a professional, and he's not a professional. And the way that he conducted himself in that letter was not ethical, nor was it professional. And so at the end of the day, he clearly does not support the administration. I don't know how you're going to sit here and say that he supports the administration when he left because of a disagreement with the administration.
Hey, Lisa, I read the letter. He was extremely respectful, didn't say a single bad thing about Trump, still has yet to say anything bad about Trump. What do you think about that?
Again, the letter, I get it. You can be respectful while still being unprofessional.
How was he unprofessional?
Okay, what does this have to do with Tyler Robinson didn't pull the trigger? Like, what are we doing right now?
Okay, fair enough.
This is a waste of time. I'm leaving in 30 minutes. So, do you want to get to your point, or do you want to hash out why he left the administration that he very clearly doesn't support?
So Joe Kent was blocked from investigating further the Charlie Kirk investigation by Kash Patel's FBI. Why would they do that?
Because it's not his job.
That's not how it works. He's the director of the national.
No, that's not in his job description. He didn't stay in his own lane. So yeah, you're going to not have access to an investigation that's literally not under your job duties.
Okay, so Tyler Robinson, let's move on. Tyler Robinson took out Charlie Kirk, according to you. Did he do it alone?
You have never answered my initial question.
Okay,
which is
what question?
if Tyler Robinson didn't pull the trigger, then what other evidence do you have to support that we can look in another route and take that seriously?
We're about to go through them right now.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So you believe that Tyler Robinson acted alone. So somebody got to explain to me George Zinn. Does George Zinn work with Tyler Robinson?
No.
Should he be on trial with Tyler? Why would he stand up immediately? And hold on one sec. Why would he stand up immediately and act as a decoy if he had nothing to do with it? Here's the video. This is him right in the middle of everybody.
I've seen it. Look. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen him get arrested.
But for the people who have not, everybody else is running. He does not. He stands up, immediately puts his hands up in the air. I did it. You only do that to distract.
Correct.
Why would he do that?
Because he's mentally ill and he has a history of being a distractor. He has a history of doing that exact thing.
I'm confused here. Somebody was just shot. You don't run. Mm-hmm. You stand up and distract because you had nothing to do with nothing, but because you're just crazy. This alone,
he is a mentally ill individual. The police have investigated him because of his insanity, and they found that the man is severely mentally ill, and he has a history of doing this exact thing. So,
Lisa,
yeah,
you're doing a horrible job.
For him. This is a man who looks at child sexual abuse content for funsies. He is mentally deranged and mentally ill.
So that's why he
has a pattern of doing this exact thing. That doesn't mean that he's connected to any of this, and you cannot show that he is like in cahoots with any of these people.
Right. So the Tyler Robinson footage. Why don't we have footage of him actually taking the shot, Lisa? And why are you not skeptical?
Because we haven't had a trial yet, Didi.
We don't need a trial to see them pulling the trigger. That makes no sense.
Absolutely.
That helps the prosecution.
You think that the prosecution is going to put all their cards on the table immediately? No. We haven't even gotten to our pre-trial hearings yet. The next hearing is April 17th, and it's to still determine whether or not camera and audio can be in the courtroom.
Okay.
We have not gotten there yet.
Got you. So let's make sense of this. Tyler Robinson got onto the roof of a building with a 30-06 that cannot fit in his backpack, that cannot fit down his pants with him to be able to walk up the stairs. We don't have footage of him on the campus at all. The story goes, Tyler Robinson got onto the roof. There's no footage of that. We only see footage of a person running off the roof. But wait, hold on one second. He gets onto the roof. He assembles a 30-06 in record timing. He takes a shot and hits Charlie on the first try. I want to remind everybody, Tyler Robinson is cross-eyed. He hit Charlie on the first shot. Then he disassembles the weapon in an even faster record timing using the screwdriver.
So you already lied.
Hold on, wait, I'm not done. I'm not done. Hold on, wait.
Lied. You said that we don't have surveillance of him on campus. That's complete BS. So according to the charging document, we absolutely do.
Where? Where?
Literally, it says,
you don't know what you're talking about.
Surveillance camera first captured suspect walking across a grassy area north of Campus Drive at approximately 800 West. Suspect walked south through the parking lot and approached a pedestrian tunnel that runs underneath Campus Drive. Before entering the tunnel, suspect paused at the top of the stairs and pulled out what appeared to be a cell phone from his right pocket using his right hand at approximately 11:53 hours. Let's see. We've got surveillance captured suspect making his way towards the Luze Center at approximately 12:02 hours. Suspect was recorded walking at the north side of the Luze Center building, walking with the same gait as observed earlier. Suspect entered the Luze Center building through a set of doors on the southeast corner of the Luze Center building at approximately 12:15 hours. Suspect was observed walking up the center building. I mean, it just continues and continues and continues. He 100% is put on campus on this document.
Got you. Hey, Lisa, I'm about to respond to you now. I'm about to respond to you now. Now that you read words, I'm going to repeat my original statement. We have no footage of Tyler Robinson on campus anywhere. There's no footage.
Yes, we do.
What was he wearing?
When they literally were looking for him.
What was he wearing, Lisa?
Taken on
what was the color of his shirt, Lisa?
I believe he had on a black shirt with like an American eagle and a flag on it.
That was not Tyler Robinson. That's been debunked multiple times.
No, that has not been. Where?
Multiple
Provide
times.
evidence. Provide evidence.
I can show you a side by side. We don't have to go to the evidence yet. I can show you a side by side.
You made the claim. You made the claim.
Got
Provide evidence that is not Tyler Robinson, because his own mother said that was Tyler Robinson. His mother is the one who identified him from that footage. Yes, she did.
She has not. That's a lie.
Yes, she did.
No, she has not. I've been over this. I do this. No, she. All right, fine. Let's get back to what I was saying about Tyler Robinson. He disassembled the 30-06.
Have you not read the charging document at all?
Stop interrupting me. It's not going to work, Lisa. I'm about to cook you.
Oh yeah, you're not cooking much right about now, but yourself.
Got you. He disassembled the weapon in a record timing using a screwdriver. Left the screwdriver on the roof. Got off the building. Jumped down. Ran off. Conveniently left the weapon. Reassembled on a property that happens to be owned by Palantir without a screwdriver. Lisa, he left the screwdriver. How did he reassemble it? And just so people can understand what I mean when I say record timing, I'm about to show you what I mean when I say record timing.
On this episode of You Might Be a Dumb Motherfucker, this is my rifle. It takes two different tools to take it apart.
This is not real life.
A key and an Allen key. Now, if I take a shot and immediately disassemble this, I have to remove the bolt, remove the magazine, grab my Allen key, hit the 2 bolts on the bottom, put those away in the Allen key, grab my Torx key, remove the scope, put everything in the backpack, make sure I have everything, and make my way downtown. Okay, which is going to take a lot longer for him than it is for me, especially because his fine-tuned motor function, something as simple as grabbing an Allen key to a little bolt, is going to be extremely impaired due to a dump of adrenaline throughout his bloodstream. An extreme elevated heart rate is going to make these fine-tuned skills extremely difficult. I mean, just for him to think and analyze of what needs to be done to disassemble this rifle and get away would be difficult. And we're not even going to touch the topic of him assembling the rifle on top of the roof, which if you reassemble a rifle and you take a cold dead shot, it's not going to be 100% accurate. Okay, or the fact that he disassembled this after taking a shot, which the rifle's going to be hot, and they found no gloves. There's just so many inconsistencies. It just makes zero sense. I mean, I'm still working on this, and I have taken this rifle apart 1,000 times. And now he has to put the pieces of the rifle into a backpack. And this is a gigantic backpack. Shout out Wolfpack, best backpacks on the fucking planet. Anyways, as you can see, this barrel, broken down, does not fit in this backpack. And this is a big boy, way bigger than the one that he was carrying. Okay, I put the rifle stock in here, and guess what? It doesn't fit. It sticks out. Now let's just say, for sake of argument, that he put these in his pant leg and he was walking. These are still so long broken down that he would not be able to walk straight. He wouldn't be able to bend his legs.
That is not Tyler Robinson.
Doesn't make fucking sense.
He's immediately running after the fact. How is that possible? That's literally impossible. It's literally impossible.
It's not literally impossible. And again, we haven't had a trial, so until we actually see the evidence,
because I'm not even here to argue with you. I promise you, I'm not
any of this.
Got you.
You're really completely operating off of assumptions and hearsay.
Got you. Can I go now? Got you. Your tactics are not going to work here. I'm trying to understand. Tyler Robinson shot him and then immediately ran. He has to break down the weapon. That's what they said he did. How did he do that in 3 seconds?
We don't know that he broke down the weapon.
We have it on. So what was the weapon at when he was running?
There's people who believe that he put it down the side of his pants. I'm not asking people,
Lisa. I'm asking you. You can't run with the rifle.
We don't know, bro. We don't have a trial. We do not have all of the evidence.
This is how everybody that's watching. This is how trials work.
You're sitting here saying that the dude was never even seen on campus. Like, I'm honestly, I'm done with you. Like, there's nowhere to go from here. You are completely delusional.
I would be done with me too. You're getting cooked, and I'm not even started yet.
You're not getting cooked. I'm not getting cooked at all. You look absolutely delusional. You need to be put in a straitjacket and be put in a mental institution along with everybody else. Because again, Lisa, what you are saying, you are operating off of complete and total hearsay. You don't even understand the basic rules of debate, which is very sad.
Hey, Lisa, this is about to get worse. I'm not even 50% yet, and I'm not even disrespecting you. If you leave, everybody knows why.
Again. I already told you when I'm leaving. I'm leaving at 7:00.
Okay. So this is what I'm saying.
That is what you just showed on that
can I respond to you?
That whole circus. That's not proof. That's not evidence.
You wait for me to talk so that you can talk with me. It's not going to work. So I'm going to let you go.
Everything that you just showed for your little circus, your little entertainment that you put on there for your audience, that is not considered proof. That's not considered evidence or a credible source by any stretch of the imagination.
2 words, reasonable doubt. That
I'm
alone,
going to have
he
fun
gets
with
off.
clip farming you later.
Hey,
so,
Lisa,
yeah.
this alone gets him off. Reasonable doubt is all they need. Are you listening to yourself?
You don't know what the state has in their back pocket. So you are stating all of this based completely off of
Do you think
assumption.
Erika Kirk knows what the state has?
Here we go. Let's shift the goalpost.
No. It's the same topic. I'm asking for a reason. Do you think Erika Kirk knows?
What evidence do you have that is actually credible and supported that shows that Tyler Robinson did not take that shot?
Your tactic is not going to work. Google Trends. Let's talk about the Google Trends. All these people were Googled well before the event.
Saying the same thing. What evidence do you have to support that Tyler Robinson did not take that shot?
We're going through them now. I never see any footage of Tyler Robinson.
Yes, you did. His own mother identified him based off that footage.
Nope, she didn't.
It's literally in the charging document.
Got you. Hey, when Charlie got hit, why did Mikey McCoy turn around so fast? He never ducked. Do you find that? I'm not saying
this is not. This is not serious. This is not a serious debate.
Got you, Lisa. You're getting cooked.
This is not a serious debate. And the fact that you think that this is serious tells me how much of a joke that you are.
Okay.
This is not serious by any stretch of the imagination. Are you just going to continue with that homonyms, or are we going to really engage in a conversation here? I'm curious about your opinion. Why did Mikey McCoy turn around so fast? He never ducked. Why? We see that on footage. Again, I am not looking at Turning Point employees. They are not suspects in this investigation. What do you have to support that Tyler Robinson did not take that shot?
Lisa, why did they pave over the pavement so fast? What you got? What do you have?
You need to answer the question. What evidence do you have that is credible that supports that Tyler Robinson did not take that shot?
Man, I'm just okay. Charlie Kirk was scheduled for an event the very next day. The dude literally had no.
You can keep running like a track star if you want to. You're looking ridiculous. What evidence do you have to support that is credible that Tyler Robinson did not take that shot?
I just told you.
No, you didn't. You gave me a bunch of hearsay and a bunch of my opinion. That's not evidence.
Got you. So I'm about to respond. I would like to respond without you butting in. Bingo. Hey, everybody watching, watch what she's about to do. I'm born for this. It's not going to work. If you are arguing that Tyler Robinson did it. I'm arguing that he did not. So I'm the defense. You're the prosecution. You're trying to prosecute him. Tyler Robinson does not have to prove that he didn't do it. They have to prove that he did.
You are going against the state because you're not the defense. You're not a lawyer. You have no legal expertise or experience whatsoever. You've already stated so. So at the end of the day, you are saying that the state is completely making up everything that's in that charging document and that it doesn't exist. You realize that that's not possible. You can't put something in a charging document if it does not exist. That's not how this works. That's not real life. You're living in a fantasy. So again, what do you have that is credible evidence to support that Tyler Robinson did not take that shot?
So I'm about to respond now. Bingo. Thank you. Tyler Robinson supposedly pow Charlie Kirk with the 30-06. A 30-06 that he left after the fact. Okay. The police show up to the campus to look for the gun. They can't find it. They have bomb-sniffing dogs. They can't find the weapon anywhere. They look in the area where the weapon will later be found. It's not until the feds show up, and conveniently enough, they find the weapon. If you all do not know how strong bomb-sniffing dogs' noses are, I have a clip to play, but I'm not going to play it here because she's on a short time stretch and she's trying to find excuses to get out of this. My job here is to prove reasonable doubt. I've done that about 15 times already in this video.
You have not at all. You have not even hardly
Reasonable doubt.
substantiated your claim. At the end of the day, again, bomb sniffing dogs are not, they don't look for weapons. That's not what they're trained to do. There are weapons dogs that look for weapons. Bomb sniffing dogs don't look for weapons. So where did you even get that information? Where are you pulling this from?
That's not how this works.
Yeah.
Sorry that you don't know. No. Bomb
there's
sniffing dogs.
There's literally a man who actually trains these dogs who made a whole video against Candace's claims because bomb sniffing dogs don't look for gunpowder. Those are two different, completely different types of canines. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Got you. Hey, why did they pave over the crime scene?
So you're just gonna, again, burden shift.
Yes, because that's reasonable doubt. Lisa, listen, that's reasonable doubt.
To listen and actually respond to what is being said instead of listening to just give your next talking point, my guy. What you are doing right now, this is not actual debate.
Lisa, this is bad.
Have you ever listened to Trent Horn? Have you listened to Andrew Wilson? Have you actually ever watched a actual constructed debate in your entire life? Because this is a disaster and you should be embarrassed.
Got you. So more ad hominems. Shout out to Andrew Wilson.
No,
I called out Andrew Wilson a couple of times. Okay.
And this is not how this goes at all. What you are doing is a joke. I hope that you understand that this is a joke. Again, what is your claim? Where are you substantiating that bomb sniffing dogs would be looking for a rifle? What is your evidence to support that?
I'm not going to speak if you're going to interrupt me. So I want you to get done first. Babbling. Whenever you're done babbling, nonsense, I would like to go next.
I asked my question. What is your evidence to support that a bomb sniffing dog would be looking for a rifle?
That's literally what happened.
No, sir, it is not.
All right, I'm about to respond.
Provide me with the document where you're pulling that from. Where's the court document that said it was bomb sniffing dogs that were used to find this rifle?
I don't have that right here in front of me, but I can get that for you.
Great.
So I'm the only one here that's provided evidence to support anything that I've been saying. You have not done that. Andrew Wilson, I've called him out a couple of times. I would be more than willing to have a conversation with Andrew Wilson. And respectfully, I would annihilate Andrew Wilson on this topic as well.
Yeah,
and I think that he's a great debater.
All right, I'll make sure I put that out to him and have him come and
that Tyler Robinson did this beyond a reasonable doubt. There is so much doubt in this case. We haven't even talked about the pressure that Charlie was dealing with in his life.
You can't have doubt over a case and a trial that hasn't even played out. You don't know what evidence the state even has.
Erika Kirk has told us, lady, what they have. What you got now?
She has not. She cannot
say less. Hold on.
So.
Wait, say less. Hold on.
She's literally going to be called probably to testify. So no, she cannot lay out what evidence that they have.
That's not, no. What I'm saying is Erika Kirk has specifically spoken on the fact that based on the evidence she's seen, she believes that Tyler Robinson is guilty. Yet when when Erika Kirk, Candace Owens met up, her attorney literally told Candace the complete opposite. Said that
and
they don't have
proof for that.
Candace Owens shared it. Erika Kirk has not denied it.
And Candace has never provided anything except her word of mouth. You know that anybody can get on the internet and say anything that they want to you.
I'm so confused here. So you're suggesting that Candace Owens or anybody? I'm not done. I'm not done. Lisa, I'm not done. Lisa. It's not going to work here. I'm not done.
Did Candace Owens provide proof of Erika's statements? Yes or no?
Got you. So Candace Owens met with Erika Kirk. She has the biggest podcast in the world on any given day. She shares what Erika Kirk and her talked about. Erika Kirk has come out publicly multiple times since that point. She's never denied that. Why is that?
Because she's going to sue Candace Owens.
Oh, boy.
So, no, every lawyer on the planet has told her not to go back and forth or engage with Candace Owens. That's just...
This is so bad.
I'm not even a lawyer, and I could tell you that. I know that you believe Candace when she's like, why won't they answer me? Why won't they respond? I just don't understand. She knows why. She knows exactly why they're not responding to her.
Why haven't they sued her yet?
Because they're not going to. Because their lawyers have told them not to discuss anything with her further.
How do you know that?
This is just very basic information. If you
just said what they were told by their no.
Why Lisa, would you be in communication with the person that you're going to sue? This coming from the man who can't even provide evidence of Candace, like, showing that Erika actually made these statements. You're taking Candace on a trust me, bro. Is that what you're saying? Yes or no?
This is not going to work in your favor.
Are you taking really Candace on a trust me, bro?
Lisa, this is not going to work in your favor.
Are you taking Candace on a trust me, bro? Yes or no? Why can't you answer the question?
Man, I'm allowed to speak, Lisa. This is not going to work. You're a horrible debater. You don't know what you're doing. You're out of your league here. You are.
I'm not out of my league. Answer the question, Didi. Did Candace provide evidence of Erika's statements in that conversation?
Stop talking.
Yes or no?
Stop talking. So
Did
Andrew Kovac,
she provide evidence of Erika's statements in that conversation? Yes or no?
Andrew Kovac has been told not to share details about the case.
Answer the question. Why is it so hard for you to answer a yes and no question? Yes or no?
Go ahead.
Did Candace Owens provide evidence of Erika making those statements? Yes or no?
Okay, so now I'm about to respond. And you will not cut me off, correct?
Unless it's a yes or no.
You don't get to dictate the way the conversation goes.
I asked you a straightforward question. Answer it or don't.
Okay, I'm not going to.
Of course you're not.
Boom.
Because you're not a serious individual, and this is not a serious podcast.
You think so? You don't believe that?
This is not a serious debate.
Yeah.
As someone who has been in probably over 1,000 debates in my life, this is not a serious debate, and no one with half a brain cell should be taking you seriously right now. This is a joke.
I got you. So more ad hominems. I'm ready to get to the details of this case, though. So
I've been waiting for an hour.
Got you. Why did Mr. Farnsworth take the SD card behind Charlie? That's evidence. Why would he do that?
So we're burden shifting again.
Oh, boy. She has no answers either. Oh, boy. Why did they pave over the crime scene? She won't answer.
Dude.
Oh, boy. We have no footage of Tyler Robinson taking the shot.
I don't know how to tell you this other than you look like an absolute clown right now.
You've told me that.
You are burden shifting. You are not holding yourself to your position. You are not providing any evidence to back up or support your claims. And this is absolutely absurd. I am staying here right now because I told you a very specific time limit. And so I'm going to stay here and ride this out, even though you look absolutely insane.
Absolutely. More ad hominems. Anything else?
Do you not understand how bad this looks? Have you ever done any research into how to hold an official debate? Have you ever even watched an official debate?
Got you. So Tyler Robinson, we're supposed to believe that Tyler Robinson scanned this roof, disassembled a weapon in impossible timing. That alone is reasonable doubt.
No, it's
not.
You're
cooked right there. You're cooked.
No, it's not, because you don't have all of the evidence.
What lady, we have the footage. The shot rang out. We
don't have all of the footage. Do you understand that there are over
that's not what I mean.
9,000 cameras on the UVU campus? There's no way that they don't have footage of him taking that shot. But we won't know until the trial, which has literally not happened yet.
You're making my case. What do I need enemy for when I have you?
You are putting the cart before the horse. No, I'm not making your case. I'm saying you need to slow your roll because you're making assumptions about things that you have no idea what you're talking about.
Got you. So I'm about to respond now. Okay. Your words. We do not have the footage yet of him taking the shot, yet you believe that he did it.
Again, we have a charging document that you have not even read. Have you read the charging document?
Mm-hmm.
Yet you said that we didn't have any footage of him on campus, even though it literally
when I say that we do not, it means nobody in the public has seen any footage of him. Any footage of him. That's what I mean by that.
You have the footage that was released when they were searching for him, but you say that it's not him.
What footage are you talking about? The man in the black shirt is not Tyler Robinson.
His mother identified him based off of that footage.
Fine.
So you're saying that his own mother doesn't even know
His mother did not say that.
is?
His mother never said that.
Yes, it's in the charging document.
Yep.
It also says that his father is the one who turned him in, Matt Robinson.
That never happened. Also, we don't have any footage of that.
That didn't happen, yet it's in the charging document. So the charging document is lying? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I believe they're lying.
You cannot lie on a charging document.
It's happened before.
Whatever evidence is listed in that charging document, it must exist. You realize this?
Lisa, yes.
So you're saying that they're holding him behind bars right now based off of nothing. Is that your claim?
Lisa, you have to understand, you're the prosecution.
No, I'm not the prosecution. We're not playing your little game. I'm not playing your game. I'm not playing your fantasy.
This is how debates
Again,
Andrew Wilson literally debates like
that
this.
They are holding Tyler Robinson right now with a charging document that is fraudulent, and that they are holding him on absolutely nothing. Is that your claim?
The person that you just referenced is Andrew Wilson. He literally engages in debates just like this. You think that man is guilty. You don't see any footage of him taking a shot. We don't see anybody taking a shot.
Because there hasn't been a trial.
So you should not believe it yet. You don't have the proof.
We have what is in the charging document, and we absolutely can believe what is in the charging document.
Do you care about anything else that was going on in Charlie's life leading up to that point, as far as him fearing for his life? You know that's kind of important, right?
No.
It's not important that he was in fear for his life. I'm sorry?
It's important for you to try to burden shift, which you've done about 1 million times.
Got you.
Multiple fallacies, which you've done multiple times.
Got you. You've learned a new phrase, burden shift. Got you. Great. Cool. Smart.
That's literally what it's called in debate.
Got you. What I'm saying to you is we don't have footage of the man taking the shot. That's a fact. I have not seen any proof
that's
that
not
man
a
was on the
fact because
campus.
you don't know what the state has, and they very much allude to that in the charging document that they have that footage.
I just asked this woman, do you care about Charlie fearing for his life up until that point? She said no.
We don't have any proof that Charlie feared for his life up until that point.
Do you care if I was able to provide you some proof of that? Would that shift your perspective?
Yeah, if you actually have evidence for that.
Evidence that he feared for his life.
I've yet to see that that's actually the case outside of a bunch of hearsay.
Do you care about the hearsay?
If you have it, show it, my guy.
Nah, I want to.
You're running out of time. So if you have it, show it. Make your case.
I'm not running out of time.
Yes, we are running out of time. I have given you a very clear-cut time on when I have to be off of this podcast because I have other things that I have to do. So, again, if you have the proof, if you have the evidence to substantiate your claim, please provide it.
So, if your definition of evidence is I have Charlie Kirk on video footage saying these things. I just showed you a tweet of something that somebody said before it happened. You didn't even care for that. Make that make sense?
I'm not playing games with you. So do you want to show the evidence or do you not?
Oh boy.
What evidence do we have that Charlie was in fear for his life towards the end of his life?
His closest friends are saying it.
What closest friends?
Candace Owens being one of them.
She's not a close friend. You would have to provide evidence that she's
You're on camera saying this, lady. You do know that this is going to be live.
Yeah, provide evidence that she's a close friend. Provide evidence that she was anywhere near Charlie Kirk in the last years of his life outside of very small speaking engagements where they just happened to be in the same place at the same time.
She spoke at TPUSA in 2024.
Yes, I said outside of speaking engagements because she had a contract. And so outside of that, outside of being in the same place at the same time because they were in the same line of work, how can you show that they were a part of each other's lives and they were close friends as you state? Close friends means more than just being at the same speaking engagement
Is
when you're in the same line of work.
Is Andrew Kovac close to Charlie? Was he close to Charlie?
He did a podcast show with him every single day of the week, Monday through Friday, up until the day before his death.
Is that a yes? He's close to Charlie? Is that safe to say?
Yes.
Why did he send that text to Joe Kent?
So we're circling back to this.
Yeah, I never got an answer. That's extremely important.
I did answer you. Actually, it's just not the answer that you wanted. So because you're not happy with it, you're circling back to it.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, Lisa, you got it. You got it. Absolutely. And I appreciate you for coming on. You did a great job. You definitely proved that Tyler did this. You stated your case eloquently.
The burden of proof isn't on me. It's on you, who's saying that the state is literally just fabricating evidence.
No, it's not. No, it's
not. Yes, it is. You are on an island of your own, my guy, which means you have a very long way to go to prove your point. And my
job is to prove reasonable doubt, and I did that.
No, you did not do that. Yeah. You absolutely did not.
Yeah. He couldn't get on the roof with the weapon.
Yes, he absolutely could. There's literally stairs that go right to the roof.
Where was the weapon? We see a photo of the person that's supposed to be Tyler, right? Where was the weapon?
He literally has a backpack.
Lady, I just showed you a video. It's impossible for that rifle to fit. We've seen the rifle. It's impossible for that rifle to fit in that bag.
My God, you are literally trying to look at the trees and put together the entire forest, and you can't even do that because you don't have the forest. Like, do you not understand how far away from this that you are? Because you have this much information when there's literally terabytes of information in this case that is being processed. Like,
okay, that's fair. That's fair, Lisa. I am confused. So clear this up for me. Provide me some clarity on this part. The photo that you're saying is Tyler Robinson. We do not see a rifle. Where's the rifle in that photo? I feel you.
We don't have the evidence. We don't have all the footage. We don't.
I agree.
We don't even believe that that's Tyler Robinson.
I agree. I'm glad you're over here with us now.
Your own admission, you don't even believe that that's Tyler Robinson.
Right.
So who is it?
I think it's a different person.
Okay, but who? You need to provide evidence of who you think that is, because if
I do not.
You have to have.
I do not have to provide proof. Okay.
You have to have another plausible person to have pulled the trigger.
Okay.
Because Charlie Kirk is not alive.
Okay. Okay.
So somebody pulled that trigger. If it's not Tyler Robinson, then who?
I'm about to respond now. The photo that we're talking about, I do not have to prove who it is. I only have to prove that it's not Tyler Robinson.
No, you don't. No, that's not how this works. You don't even understand claimant and the fact that as the claimant, the burden of proof is on you as the claimant. You are not a lawyer. You do not get to say that the state is absolutely fabricating all of this information and that the charging documents are a fabrication.
I'm saying it, I'm saying it with my chest.
You are literally on an island by yourself, which means that the burden of proof for you is substantial. And you have not provided a single thing.
What you're saying does not make sense.
It absolutely does.
That's not true, though.
This just shows how unserious you are when it comes to debating apparently anything. Because again, you are on an island of your own when you are going to go against the state, and you are saying that the state is fabricating a charging document, which is a very, very heavy claim, my friend.
Why did the bullet not shatter Charlie Kirk's neck?
And here we go. We're burden shifting fallaciously once again, because it doesn't have to. There are other recordings of assassination attempts where it didn't exit. A 30-06 does not have to exit. Look at MLK. Look at multiple
terrible example. I'm about to cook you. You got a minute left, so let me cook you this last minute. MLK situation is way different. It hit his jawbone first, and then it went through his body. Charlie Kirk's situation was not like that. It
actually was found in his shoulder, my friend.
Yes, it rested in his shoulder, lady. It went through his jawbone.
It severed Charlie's spine and was found in his spine. Like, again, we have multiple cases of research. Again, you're not even looking at, there are Green Berets. There are Marines who have been shot by 30-06s that didn't have an exit wound. So have you even looked at the research on this? Because it doesn't have to exit. We have documented cases where it doesn't exit.
I have. I've heard differing opinions on this. I have.
Great. And you're not a ballistics expert, and neither am I. But
Green
and we
Berets
also
are.
don't even
Green
know
Berets
the
are.
caliber of the bullet. So
Green Berets are experts. How about the guy I just showed you? He's an expert that
we
disassembled
don't
the
have
weapon.
the caliber. They're missing information. And anybody who is going to examine this seriously would tell you that they're missing information. So they cannot give you a full, clear picture without that information. And we don't have it until they release it in the trial, which, ding, 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 hasn't happened yet.
You said that you believe that he acted alone, but we just simply pointed out only George Zinn. I didn't have to go any further than that. Why would George Zinn do those things? You're simply saying because he's crazy. That doesn't explain
literally, certifiably, like, prescribed with mental illness. Yes or no?
I don't know and I don't care.
He views child sexual abuse content for fun. Is that mental illness? The man has been brought up on 15 counts of child sexual abuse content, viewing it and making it. Is that mental illness?
Yep. Doesn't explain his behavior.
He has a history of doing the exact thing that he did. He gets off on it. He's a lunatic.
So that means that he would have to have foreknowledge to be there to know to do it, correct?
Not necessarily. He could have been there to diddle himself because there's a bunch of kids around. Notice that his pants were down when he got arrested?
Uh-huh. That's the cause of distraction.
Dude, at the end of the day, you're making a bunch of wild accusations. What evidence do you have to support George Zinn is connected to Tyler Robinson?
I don't have
or
any.
whoever took the shot, because you're claiming he didn't take the shot, but you can't even give me evidence on who did then.
I'm claiming I do not believe it based on what they've told us.
We don't have everything. They haven't even told us everything. That's the problem.
Thank you. So if you don't have everything,
understand that there has to be a trial, that there is
I'm about
a
to
process
respond to
for
you,
these
Lisa.
things?
I'm about to respond to you with your words. You said we do not have everything. That's why
because
you should
there
reserve.
hasn't been a trial, Dee.
Man, she said this 3 times. I heard you the first time. Hey, Lisa, what I'm saying to you is, because we don't have everything, wait before you say that the man is guilty. He's innocent until proven guilty. Hasn't been proven yet, correct? Has it been proven?
Correct.
Thank you.
But
so why do you believe he's guilty?
We do have a lot of evidence to support. In fact, some of the top legal analysis and lawyers have literally said, he's argued before the Supreme Court. I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head, but he literally said that if you remove 90% of this case, you would still have enough to convict.
Yeah.
Because that's how much evidence they have. We are literally seeing less than 1%, probably less than a 1% of the evidence they have against him.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they have multiple terabytes of information and documentation in this case. Just the social media and the communications from his phone alone is terabytes of information. Do you understand how much information that is?
So, yes, I do. I'll believe it when I see it, and I'll analyze it when I see it. I just want the truth.
Except right now, you're jumping again, you're putting the cart before the horse, and you're jumping ahead saying that this man is innocent. He couldn't have pulled the trigger, yet you don't even have any of that information. Do you understand how immature that is?
No. Let me tell you my position. You don't get to tell me my position. My position is based on what they've shown us, based on what they've told us. They lack proof. I don't have enough information to believe that this man did this. That makes sense. That's illogical. I don't have enough.
That's not logical. That's extremely illogical when you are looking at less than 1% of the evidence against this man.
I think it's very logical to say, let me see the rest of the evidence before I believe he's guilty. That makes sense.
No, that doesn't make sense. What you're saying is completely illogical. And again, that's not even how cases work. That's not how the legal system works. Apparently you need to have some actual experts on this show to explain this to you. Maybe have someone come on who actually understands the ballistics, who disagrees with your position. Have someone come on who actually is a legal analyst and has legal expertise that disagrees with you on this, and have them break it down and explain it to you. But at the end of the day, what you are saying is not logical. Again, you have seen less than 1%, probably 0.55%
She's just making up numbers, y'all. She don't know what she's talking about.
And you are making massive leaps that this man is innocent when you don't have all of what's available.
That's not the leap I'm making.
Us.
Now I'm about to respond. I hope you don't cut me off. My response is not making a massive leap that this man is innocent. I'm making massive leaps that what they provided us, there's enough reasonable doubt where he will get off. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to find out, aren't we?
Yep, we are. Do you have any final thoughts before you want to? I know you have to go.
I know that statement is going to age like milk. But anyway, you have a day.
You as well. All right. Now that we've gotten that distraction out of the way, I'm about to cook. Let me just throw some things at you all to sort of paint the narrative, because it was very convenient that Charlie was taken out, that the Charlie Kirk event happened when it did. Very, very convenient. She just went to ad hominems. I expected that. She just went to you. It's the burden of proof is on you. I expected that. I came prepared. You're not going to just gaslight me the whole interview or the whole debate and think that that's how it's going to go. No. You're saying that this man is guilty. He should be prosecuted. Show me the proof, lady. You don't have it. What you expect us to believe about what Tyler Robinson did makes no sense. It makes no sense. But let me just throw some dates at you all. In mid-July of 2025, that's when the Utah event was scheduled for Charlie Kirk, right? We have proof for all of this. If I end up editing this video and making it a regular video, I'll put the images on the screen. In mid-July, his Utah event was scheduled. But it wasn't actually announced until August, but we'll get there. On August 5th, a person by the name of Matab Saeed, who was the director of the FBI in Utah. On August 5th, this woman was fired or removed from her position as the director of the FBI with no explanation to this day. Let me tell you, and these are all things we've covered over the past 5-6 months. So forgive me if you've heard this already, but we have to end this video on a high note so that there's no room left to better understand what truly happened with this situation, what was happening in the background. So mid-July, the Utah event was scheduled for Charlie Kirk. August 5th, the director of the FBI in Utah was fired or removed with no explanation to this day by Kash Patel. This is even more problematic, or this is especially problematic, because this woman was put into her position during the Trump administration. And everybody around her called her a really legendary expert in her position. So she was great at her job. She wasn't a DEI hire, right? Why was this person removed? The person that replaced her happened to be a guy from the Washington, D.C. political apparatus. Okay. So why would they remove her? Just a week later, on August 13th, Harris Smith posts this tweet that Lisa had no explanation for, because of course you're not going to have an explanation for these things. I'm not going to name names, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks that one nation will unalive him if he turns against him. A month before, huh? Okay. Well, just a week and a half later, on August the 27th, the Utah event is announced. It's officially announced. It was scheduled back in mid-July. On August 27th, it was announced. And then the FARA agreement was drafted. FARA stands for Foreign Agent Registration Act, which, as we know, this is an act that basically requires a person who's within the states working on the behalf of a foreign entity or a foreign interest. They have to report that they're doing so and why they're doing so. This was actually drafted on August the 27th. And then it was signed on September the 8th, just 2 days before the whole Charlie Kirk event. How convenient. It's also convenient that the same day that this was signed, that being the FAR Act, this was the same exact day on September the 8th, that is, Charlie Kirk was in that group chat with Andrew Covid and a few other people, a couple of rabbis, where he was stating that he would not be bullied by his Jewish donors, and they had left him no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. The same day. Then just a week and a half later, Erika was announced as the new CEO of Turning Point USA. They paved over the crime scene. Why would they do that? What I haven't seen very many people mention is that when the shots rang out, why did no one turn around and look from behind them? You said, well, they were in almost like a bowl, a coliseum, right? So it was like an echo. The sounds bounced off the walls. Okay, maybe. Some people should turn around and look behind them, though, right? Why did the security team not seem afraid for their lives while they were working on Charlie? What were they doing with Charlie behind the table? Why did that not use the EMT or the EMS group that was there? Why? Why did Mikey McCoy turn around in less than a second? Never ducked, never ran, never screamed, never cried. Why? Don't come on my show gaslighting me with this nonsense. We clearly see, and we saw what was leading up in Charlie's life. Nobody's stupid, bro. It's not going to work here. Why did the Farnsworth guy get the SD card out? Oh, I didn't want anybody to steal it. Why didn't you take the whole camera? The camera's expensive. In fact, it's much more expensive than the SD card. Yeah, okay. Why did you immediately record yourself that they unalived Charlie? How did you know he was unalived already? It had just happened. It wasn't announced until like hours later from Trump. How did you know within seconds? Why were there other people there recording? Like those two women back there by the Wagoneers or the SUVs. Why? Make it make sense. Don't tell me, don't gaslight me like it's not going to work here. Right? I showed this woman a video of literally breaking down the rifle. You have to break it down, lady. It has to take time. No adrenaline, calm as a bird. On video, it took this man a minute and a half, 2 minutes. How was Tyler able to break it down so fast? You said, but we don't know that he broke it down. Okay. Where was the gun at? Where was it at? Make it make sense. If you believe that he did this, you're supposed to tell me why. Well, we have terabytes and there's evidence we haven't seen yet. That's why, because of the evidence I haven't seen yet. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Let me play this clip I meant to play for her, but she was all over the place. So this is a bomb sniffing dog. Or just to give you an example of how great these dogs' noses are. Just because a dog is trained to smell certain things does not mean that you can't get them to find something else that's similar to it. Let's use this video as an example. This is incredible. This man literally, he drew ink on his glove. Not even the pen itself, just the ink. Watch what his border collie is about to do. Don't gaslight me. That is amazing. That is amazing. I don't even know if this is a professional dog. The police dog couldn't find a gun? And if the dogs are not trained to find guns, why would the police use the dog then? They wouldn't intentionally bring a dog out there that's not trained to find what they needed to find unless the dog was capable of doing so. How come it didn't get found until the feds conveniently showed up? Why is that? Don't insult my intelligence. Her mentioning Andrew Wilson. I've called out Andrew Wilson a couple of times. I would love to have that discussion. You're not going to interrupt me and try to harp on just one word and keep it there for the last 30 minutes. It's not going to work here. It's not going to work here. You don't have footage of that man taking the shot. You're talking about executing a person in real life. You need to be absolutely sure that he did it. You need to be absolutely sure that he did it. And I'm keeping it surface level because y'all already know I got other thoughts about what may have happened that day. We're just entertaining the fact that Charlie's no longer here. Right? But it's something else I want to play as well. Because I tried my best to refrain from Candace said this. Because Candace had a relationship with Charlie. Obviously, she's more closer to the people. She's more closely connected to TPUSA than the rest of us. Obviously. I don't know Candace personally. I don't think you should 100% trust any human, including Candace. However, I refrained from mentioning, well, Candace said Andrew COVID told her this, and Erika Kirk. I was trying my best not to do that as much as I wanted to, but those are data points. Another red flag is that the FBI hasn't reached out to Candace to talk to her. Candace could be 100% lying about all this, all the things that she said. Why won't the FBI reach out and see? You have to investigate it to see. I asked this lady. Joe Kent said that they prevented him from looking into it. She said, well, it wasn't his job. Why would he even attempt to do something that he knows that he's not able to do? As the director of the Counterterrorism Center, he has absolute authority to look to see if there's any foreign ties to a public powwowing on American soil. Of course he has authority to do that. He's only the director, right? He's only the director. I politely asked this lady beforehand if she could just refrain from using inappropriate language, profanity, things that YouTube may flag. And she literally came onto the channel and did just that. A lot of you all won't be surprised to hear that, but I'm a little disappointed. I'm a bit disappointed that she did that because I'm probably going to have to make this because, the video may get flagged. But I want you all to listen to Erika Kirk and her opinion on Tyler Robinson. This was a clip from Candace's show earlier today. Her reaction is the same reaction all of us should have. At the very least, you should be skeptical or open to new information. You're 100% convinced. With all the things that's out there, all the things that was happening in Charlie's life, all the things, by the way, Erika Kirk will not talk about. All the things that Charlie Kirk was publicly saying to Megyn Kelly and other people on podcasts, things that he was experiencing in his life. She will not talk about it. Why won't you talk about that, Erika? But let's go to what she says about Tyler Robinson.
It was her sit down with Barry Weiss, literally 72 hours before her and I sat down. And I just forgot that Barry Weiss asked her specifically whether or not she believed Tyler Robinson killed her husband. And listen to this terrible D-list actress. Take a listen.
Do you believe that Tyler Robinson murdered your husband?
Yes, I do.
Why do you think it is so hard for so many people to believe that reality?
Because it's too simple. Again, everyone always has to think there's more to the story. Well, sometimes there's not. I've seen the autopsy report. I've seen our case pulled together. I've been in constant contact with our lawyers, the prosecuting team. I've seen it all.
Evil. She is evil. When I watched that, I went, she's evil. I am so infuriated watching that back because she's lying. She's objectively lying and she's acting. She was told to say that to make people believe that she had access to something that we didn't, right? It was because of that clip that when I went in to meet with her, I was going, oh, okay, maybe she has something that the public doesn't. I spoke to her, I've been in touch with the lawyers, I've seen the autopsy report, and then I sit down with her 72 hours later, and she tells me, and her lawyer confirms to me, that they have nothing more than what the public has seen.
Now, here's what makes it weird. So when I presented this to Lisa just moments ago, she said, well, has Candace provided any proof? I'm not here to defend the Candace Owens. I'm here to defend truth. But for you to just choose who to believe, what third party to believe and who not to believe. So in other words, Lisa mentioned or referenced multiple times that Tyler Robinson's mother even said that it was Tyler that did it, right? That it was him in the photo or something to that effect. A statement I don't believe. But when Candace says that she met with Erika Kirk, Andrew Kovic, none of them have denied that this meeting took place. She stated that Erika Kirk and her attorney said that they don't have any additional evidence after all. Now all of a sudden, she wants to see proof. Now all of a sudden, she don't believe this third party. Candace is one of the biggest voices in the world. This would be an easy debunking. Erika could come out, Andrew Kovic could come out and say, this never happened. We never told her that. That hasn't happened. Why? She goes, well, because they're about to sue her. How do you know that? How do you know that?
In fact, her lawyer went through great lengths to explain to me that that's just not the way it works. Of course, they don't have anything more. He explained to me very carefully that it wasn't the right time for them to have any more evidence, that the investigation was just beginning. And so right now, their guys are going out and they're going to look for evidence. And then by May, which is fortunately around the corner, then she'll see what they found. So what the F is that performance? How could you sit up there and say, yes, I 100% believe Tyler Robinson did it? That right there is why it is impossible for me to think that Erika Kirk is not complicit somehow. Because what wife with no more evidence, she's lying, like I said, she told me, I spoke to the lawyer too. He said he didn't know anything more. What wife would not say?
So not only is Candace saying that Erika told her this, but the attorney did too. This is an easy debunking that they can easily debunk this lady. They've refused to do that.
I have no idea. I'm looking forward to seeing the evidence as much as anybody else is. Of course, maybe there could be more people out there. What's that?
It's so convenient as well. I mean, I cannot go without saying this. It's just so convenient that all these people just happen to be Zionists. I didn't even know Lisa was a Zionist. I assumed so. I presumed that was the case. But it wasn't until she was on here and then she started spewing it's always people saying that it's the Jews and Israel, these conspiracy theories. Really? Really? She said herself that she don't care about Charlie and what he was dealing with leading up to that point. No correlation, no connection. Okay. 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 Let me see what else did I miss, because I couldn't even go in order. Another question I wanted to ask was, why is it that the FBI hasn't reached out to all of these people like a Candace or Harrison Smith, the guy who put out the tweet? To my understanding, some of you all in the chat were saying that did happen. I have to double check and confirm that. I don't like to knowingly spew lies. But if people are claiming to have additional information or foreknowledge or, have reason to believe that something else could have happened, or maybe people was working with Tyler Robinson. To be fair, I don't know if I got to state this when Lisa was here. I don't rule out the fact that Tyler Robinson may have played some role, but I want you all, she mentioned MLK. A lot of you all may not know this, but I don't believe it was the JFK assassination. I believe it was MLK. The person that was accused of Pow Pow and MLK, who claimed to be a patsy, by the way, his understanding was that he was there to do something else. I guess someone offered him money or some sort of benefit of showing up to do something else. And I guess when he got there, he was framed, allegedly. That could be what's happening here. I don't see any footage. If you show me footage of Tyler Robinson doing this and it's clear that it's not AI and the proof is there, okay, fine. I'm cool with that being the case. I'm okay with that. I haven't seen it. And knowing everything that Charlie was dealing with, you got to be a boo-boo the fool, man. Nobody's stupid. We know who propped up Charlie Kirk. We know why his organization was so big. It wasn't just because he was brilliant, and he was brilliant in some ways, but it's not just because of his brilliance. There were other things going on, and we know it. The dude had enough. He was under a lot of pressure. It's amazing to me that now all of a sudden context does not matter. It does not matter if he was in fear for his life. It does not matter if we have reason to believe that he was in fear for his life. It doesn't matter anymore. Now all of a sudden you need to be an attorney and a legal expert. But last time I checked, there's a couple of us in this apparatus, if you will, in this stratosphere of the Charlie Kirk investigation online that happen to have a background in law or legal work, Barron being one of them. Now, she made the claim that Barron is in Candace Owens' pocket. I don't know. That may be true. That may not be true. I don't know. I know that I agree with the things that I'm hearing from them. That much I can give you. I'll tell you that much. I said that Google Trends. Lady, these people in these places were being researched months and weeks. She seems to not care about that either. That's a bit weird.
I've heard once is happenstance, twice is coincidence, 3 times is enemy action.
That's the medical examiner. It is a woman named Dr. Deidre Weiss Amaro, and she blew in from California. She was announced as the new state medical examiner in May of 2024. So I'm interested in learning as much as I can about this medical examiner. I'd like to know more about this medical examiner.
You know who else wanted to know more about Dr. Deidre Amaro? It's our friends over there in the state of Israel. But check out this date, June 30th, 2025. A sudden spike in the interest of the head medical examiner of the state of Utah, Dr. Deidre Amaro, emanating from, once again, the state of Israel, for reasons unknown. What about Timpanogos Regional Hospital, the hospital where Charlie Kirk was declared dead? Well, there's pretty much no interest in Timpanogos Regional Hospital in the state of Israel, because why would there be? Except this spike that happened about a month before Charlie Kirk's death. That is very odd. And it was a surgeon from this hospital that told us that Charlie Kirk was a quote-unquote man of steel, and that his body stopped a bullet that would typically just go through everything, and it was an absolute miracle. We don't know yet which surgeon supposedly said that, but here are a few surgeons who work at Timpanogos Regional Hospital. We got Dr. Stephen Nealman, Dr. Robert Patterson, Dr. Lee Peterson, Dr. Lee Trotter, just to name a few. I wonder if anybody was searching for these folks.
Stephen Nealman, July 18th, 2025. This was out of our friends on the other side of the planet over there. Very curious about the surgeons in Utah, you'll find out. Robert Patterson, MD, July 23 and 24. I go to the next one, Lee Trotter, someone with an IP address originating in Israel, looking up surgeon Lee Trotter, near about that same July 20 time period. Are there other surgeons in the area? Yeah, as a matter of fact, there is. There's a guy named Lee Patterson. So I look up Lee Patterson, somebody with an IP address originating in Israel, in the week of July 20, that week on either side of July 20, was very interested in all the people who practice surgery at Timpanogos Regional Hospital in Orem, Utah.
So yeah, I don't know. We can either believe that there just happened to be a few people in the state of Israel in the month of July and August who were very interested in finding out more about a certain regional hospital in the state of Utah and who the state's head medical examiner was, and the different surgeons in the area. Or maybe there's just one too many coincidences to not investigate further. Oh, and by the way, I just checked what Google Trends looks like now. And yeah, looks like absolutely nothing to see here, guys.
Shout out to James Lee. I believe it's 5149. Go get that man a follow. Putting out incredible work. Those are the type of the videos, if at the very least, it could mean nothing, right? But it's a data point. These people, like Lisa, are stating, yeah, it means nothing. Don't look into it. Nothing else to see here. Move on. Believe what you're told. Huh? A person like this, that being Lisa, you can have conversations like Freemasonry and occultism and the esoteric conversations with them, there's a lot more going on here, and we know it, right? I do believe that this was a ritual, whether he's no longer here or if he's still here, if you catch my drift. I do believe it was a ritual nonetheless. The ritual can still be performed because the intended effects will still be at play, right? Andrew Wilson, I can see people mentioning Andrew Wilson. Andrew was, here's my thing. This is my belief. I could be wrong, and I will apologize if it's proven that I'm wrong, and it can be proven by the fact that maybe he's debated other people that's not as popular. I don't know. I believe specifically the reason why Andrew Wilson, which I have seen on Twitter or X, has been publicly calling out. He's, in his fairness to him, he's called out Candace and he's called out Baron Coleman. I believe it's for clout. Yes, I do. I do believe that he holds the position that he holds, which falls on the other end of the spectrum. But however, it's interesting to me that he's choosing those two. Why? Maybe he's called out other people and I'm not aware, and I will apologize if that's the case. But I've mostly only seen him call out Candace and Baron. The reason why I believe that's about clout is because obviously it's Candace Owens. She is the #1 podcaster any given other day. And then Baron Coleman has been given a shout out and clipped and interviewed on Candace's show. He's getting a lot of traffic to his channel right now. Something that a lot of YouTubers wouldn't mind to have themselves. So even though Baron and I have similar sized channels, the traction on his channel is a lot greater right now because of the work that he's doing. But that shouldn't matter. What matters is you hold a position, I hold a position, stand on it. You believe Tyler Robinson did this as a lone shooter? Where's your proof of that, bro? It doesn't exist. Not that we've seen. It doesn't publicly exist, right? Right? I asked you why they paved over the crime scene. Where's your answer? That is weird. It's suspicious. It's odd. It's unusual. To her point, the trial hasn't started. The pre-trial has not even started. Why would you be paving over the crime scene immediately? Why would you do that? Why are you hiring new FBI directors just before? New medical examiners. Why would you be doing that? Make that make sense. The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. We haven't even gotten to, because I'm trying to steer away from anything that they say we can't take to court. Because we can point to all the things that Charlie was dealing with outside of that day. Like I said, Charlie was scheduled for an event the very next day, and there was no security scheduled to be at that event. Why would that be the case? Why would that be the case? There was no security scheduled. And Brian Harpo himself said, I believe in his Sean Ryan interview, that they always schedule security weeks before, weeks prior, weeks ahead. Make that make sense. These things are weird. All we have to prove is reasonable doubt. My job isn't to necessarily prove Tyler Robinson's innocence. My job is to prove reasonable doubt. This will be a walk in the park from my perspective, based on what we've seen. If there's additional evidence that we haven't seen that further prove that what they're saying is true, I'd love to see it. If it comes out, I'll change my tune. I don't expect that to happen because there's so many other things going on here that I would love for them to explain. How did Tyler disassemble that weapon so fast? Where's the proof that was Tyler Robinson? That could have been Michael Jackson. I don't know. Let me see the proof. Yeah, let me see the proof. So you can refer to professionals when they agree with you, but not when they don't. You got to take all of it in and consider all possibilities, right? How is this man able to do this so well? How come it's always the case that they don't check the roof? We all know that's almost the #1 spot where they take them out, where people are always pow from Trump, Charlie, MLK, list goes on. It just so happened it's so convenient that they didn't check the roof that day. Okay. And it's so convenient that the bullet hit him and stayed inside of him. Didn't shatter nothing, didn't go through nothing. No, okay. Cool. Just 3,721 coincidences and convenient coincidences that we're supposed to just believe happened that day. Okay. Cool. That debate went the way I thought it would go. I'm very proud of it. I'm very satisfied with it. Yeah. Let me get to these super chats, man. Let's see what y'all thinking. Shout out to a lady 7473 for the $2 super chat. Daily Mail reported bullet doesn't match weapon. I've seen that. It's just been a while since I read that. I forgot about that. My guess would be people like Lisa don't care about that. The Unleaving Truth, thank you for the $5 super chat. The burden of proof is on the prosecution. Everybody and their mama know that. Everybody knows that. You arrested me. So you have to prove that I did it. Where's your proof? Who walks into a courtroom as the prosecution or arguing, because we're not attorneys, we're not really on a legal team. All right, fine. Who walks into a courtroom, though, arguing or believing that Tyler Robinson is guilty, and you walk in, but you don't have the evidence? Instead, you're going to say, I believe you're guilty. We arrested you, and we're going to prosecute you and put you in jail, maybe even the death penalty, unless you can prove that you didn't do it. No, it works two ways, baby. You got to prove that I did it. I can keep my mouth shut. I plead the fifth. Where's your proof? Where's your proof? Thank you for the follow super chat. Didi, this is all about blackmail and money laundering and the elite making money at the price of law, which reminds me. Good point, TJ. Like, this reminds me. The dudes called for a Doge effort. A Doge effort, to our knowledge, has ceased to exist since. All before this happened. Okay. Cool. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Reminds me of the interview on Poppin' Politics. That's right. You've been around. There's a YouTube channel called Poppin' Politics. For those of you that don't know, I went into their show like maybe a year ago now, something crazy. And the women humiliated themselves. You know, we were discussing Israel and the Trump administration and how he's been flip-flopping and he hasn't, you know, and yeah. You just look at these people and you say, how, bro? This wasn't going to be another example of me with Pastor John Amenchukwu. I was respectful. I believe I was respectful with Lisa, but I'm not going to be a pushover and you're not going to gaslight me. You're trying to use up time with just insulting me and you want to focus on one question and stay there and not actually get into the details of the case, because you know if you get into the details of the case, everything you're saying falls apart. Because getting into the detail will immediately, not even if you get down the line, you would immediately create reasonable doubt. Right away, you have reasonable doubt. The gun theory of him getting on the roof, shooting, disassembling the weapon, all of that alone would just gone. But that went over her head, though. Thank you for the $5. Harrison, in fact, Diddy say he went to the feds. She don't know nothing. Take the kid gloves off, Diddy. I'm just not reading this, but I think I did her service. Thank you for the follow super chat. If she truly believes in her case, the why is she so defensive? Then why is she so right? You're supposed to come into the conversation like I am, confidently arguing your points, defending your points. You don't come in and just harp on one question. What evidence do you believe that he's innocent? Lady, I'm telling you, we don't even get it. We ain't even got into what Charlie was going through in his personal life. We haven't even gotten into that. Let's just stick, because I already know where you're going to go with it, which is where she still went with it. You don't have the proof of that. That's just hearsay. Okay, let's focus on what we know. We see somebody running off the roof. We never see him get on the roof. The person that they're claiming to be Tyler Robinson in that black shirt does not look like Tyler Robinson. Not just from a face perspective, but the body stature. Right? Where's the weapon? Even if it is Tyler Robinson, fine, you can have that. Where's the weapon? Oh, it's in his backpack. It can't fit. We've been through that. They said themselves it was in his pants. He can't walk up those stairs with that rifle. It's too large. We've been here. Not to mention when he's coming off the roof, whoever this he is, he's running. You can't run with that rifle in your pants like that. All these professionals have come out. This is common sense. Thank you for the $10 super chat. If you say someone is going to die, then that person dies. Any reasonable police force is going to bring you in for questioning. Feds haven't done that, which means cover up. Some weird going on. She don't even understand. She couldn't even process the fact that, first and foremost, she said she had never seen this. So she was caught in real time. But then her argument was, why hasn't he went to the feds and why hasn't he revealed it? Lady, I have the same questions. Those are good questions. I agree. Why hasn't he? But you're missing the first important point, which is the existence of it to begin with. What does that mean? Another thing she couldn't explain, the Andrew COVID thing. Why would Andrew COVID send it to Joe Kent? You know why. Only reason that would be a data point is if he was in fear for his life based on the donors. That's why. Otherwise, why would you send it to them? To one of the highest people in the government, Joe Kent. By the way, Andrew COVID, if I remember correctly, said he sent it to other people as well. Make it make sense, people. The math ain't mathing. Didi, she is not on your level. She is being blasted. I don't know what this one was doing. She don't need publicity. She is a joke for real. Yeah, I'm grateful though. Because as many of you said when John Namachuku came on here, I said, well, I said at the end, I said, well, man, I hope you come back sometime. When he got off, a lot of y'all was like, nah, Didi, you know, dang well, he not coming back after that humiliation ritual. Something tells me the same is going to happen with Lisa. She was out of her league, respectfully. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I wouldn't say it's a waste of time, but people need to know what's really going on in Iran. It's bad. And the news media isn't telling us the facts. Let's not forget, Charlie was against the war. Exactly. And he was against the war. And he stated this multiple times. He talked about how crazy Lindsey Graham is. He talked about how we do not need to do boots on the ground, which is literally what we're doing now, boots on the ground, because there are going to be heavy after effects and consequences to boots on the ground. It's going to last. It's going to prolong a lot longer. It's going to last and prolong that much more based on the fact that we have men on the ground. It does not matter if we don't have as many men on the ground as we had in Iraq. What matters is that we're doing it. And why are we over there? What does this have to do with America? Stop lying and gaslighting us about weapons of mass destruction and building a bomb. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We're not buying what you're selling. We've been here before, bro. We're in the age of social media. We're in the age of information. We know better. We've noticed patterns. Trump pulled the rug on y'all. That's what happened. MAGA, he pulled the rug on you. Don't even feel embarrassed because he sold you a good game. Yeah. Charlie was 100% against it. We all know he was. It's video footage. Now look what's happening. That right there is weird. That right there should tell you something. All right. She don't need the publicity. She's Joe for real. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Erika Tyler. Thank you for $2 super chat. Didi, why you cook her like that? LOL. Look. I'm fair, and I want to be clear about my position. Tyler Robinson may have played some role at some point. My position is not that this man is 100% innocent of any role at all. My position is the story that they've given us, I don't believe it. We have reason and very good reason to not believe it. As currently delivered to us. The way that they've served this on a platter, something's not right with that. As a matter of fact, it's not just something's wrong with the chicken. There's something wrong with the chicken, the mashed potatoes, the green beans, the asparagus, and even the potatoes as well. There's something wrong with all of it. Not just the chicken. The chicken isn't cooked all the way. The mashed potato has grass in it. That's not parsley. The asparagus looks spoiled. The potatoes are still too hard. Something's wrong with this plate. I'm not stating that Tyler Robinson couldn't play some role. Something's off. And again, we haven't even gotten to what was going on in his personal life. That leads us that we notice, we recognize patterns. We can put 2 and 2 together. But you can't just come put 2 and 2 together and be all feels and trust me, bros, in court. I get it. But when you're trying to prove reasonable doubt, it shouldn't be hard here at all. Ask her about the itinerary that was photoshopped by Andre that her and Gary went live with as if it was a smoking gun. I should have asked her that. She wouldn't have had an answer, though. You know, like the plane that didn't have the tail number on it. Yeah, I'm aware of that. The plane that was apparently taken from a stock photo. An itinerary, which, by the way, itineraries are proof that it was booked. It's not the actual document you get proving that you were actually on the plane after the fact. It's just an itinerary. I can book a flight now and get an itinerary. And that itinerary seems to be photoshopped. The fragment doesn't match the weapon. Thank you for the $5. The fragment doesn't match the weapon. Confirmed in the court docs. It's her only argument. It's horrible. It's horrible. Horrible. So Unique, thank you for the $10 super chat. Most convictions in 2026 are decided based upon circumstantial evidence. It is very rarely that direct evidence can be used in most criminal trials. Yeah. But like I was telling her, you have to understand, once again, if there's reasonable, because we're talking about a jury. What is it, 12 jurors? If one of them, from my understanding, if it works this way in Utah, correct me if I'm wrong, if one of them have reason to believe that there's reasonable doubt, it's over with. If the dude plays some role, convict him for the role he played. But if they're prosecuting this dude based on what we've seen, come on now. Come on, dude. And I'm trying not to get into the quote-unquote conspiracy theories. You all need a moderator for a proper debate. Yeah, somebody told me that before, and I normally, if people can behave, you know, those of us that can behave wouldn't need one, but she decided to come here and overtalk, and she's already posted me on Twitter and tagged me. She says that I'm a lunatic. She's already tagging me. But people are going to come and actually watch the video, and they're going to be like, yeah, lady. Okay. Okay. She knows Erika is guilty. And I didn't even get to the whole Erika Kirk thing. We left that alone. Didi, please stop ordering your opponents at homemades. That's funny. Didi, she is sick. Something is wrong with her. Yeah. She's doing the thing you typically see from blue-haired liberals, where they just rage bait you and just fast talk you and interrupt. Yeah. Bullet doesn't match the rifle as of now. So what are we talking about here, lady? Sounds like there's more investigation to be done. Right. There's more investigation that needs to be done. Thank you for the $5. Yeah. His phone alone had terabytes. I don't even know if I caught that. I thought she said the FBI, but I don't know. Yeah, why does she have such an attitude? So much attitude. Yeah, she came on with an attitude. Says that she's not feeling well. Something tells me she don't feel well often. Yeah. Thank you for your work and trying to have a civil discussion. I appreciate that. And thank you, Heather, for the $5 super chat. Yeah, man. So nobody knows Lisa's official name or OnlyFans name. I don't know what you're saying. Miss Jilly, thank you for the $10. I always say people are the most dangerous when they know they're wrong. That was your guest. Fake news turns people into snarling dogs. Pray Lisa spends her $7,000 on some therapy. Y'all are so funny. Oh, man, that's so funny. When it comes to Lisa, thank you for the Suzanne. Thank you for the $20. Y'all are funny. I was trying to refrain from the ad hominems. I'm not a big fan of it. You only resort to ad hominems when you can't deal with the substance. If you don't have anything substantive to say, what are you here for then, lady? You know, you're here to just constantly spam a question. Let's get into the details together. If you're confident in this, let's get into the details together. And if I turn out to be, if you turn out to prove that Tyler did this, fine. I'll pivot. I'm fine with that being the case, but that's not where you're at with it. You're like, reject any other possibility and any other means to believe that there's another angle here. Don't pay attention to that. Okay. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm late to the show, Didi, but you were made to be a lawyer. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Depending on who you're talking to, that's not always a compliment saying that you can be a lawyer, because a lot of lawyers are professional liars. She's getting paid for sure. Do you care what was happening to Charlie before he got right? No. Gave herself away right there. 100% agree. 100% agree. Who are these people? Who raised you? Right? Mark Rest, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you for showing restraint and grace towards your guest, Didi. It's not about the adversary. It's about how we show up in the adversity. I'm glad I found your channel. Dang, that means a lot. Thank you. God bless, for sure. Thank you for the $2 super chat. This case is really good versus evil. Great work, Didi. Thank you. I appreciate that. I agree. Thank you for the super chat, Janice. I like that name, Janice. Buttercup Willow. That's a cool name too. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Keep up the good work, Didi. You have a good heart, and we are grateful for all that you do. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all support. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Control your vessel. You cooked her, buddy. I loved it when you kept saying this ain't gonna work. That's one miserable woman. You made her big matter. You never to debate when she tried to bring out the greatest. Yeah, it's just not gonna work. I've watched enough debates. She's talking about 1,000 debates. I don't cry none of that, lady. Like, you're not gonna come on here with the tactic, that very common tactic of fast talking, or when I'm gonna ramble for 5-10 minutes, and then when you go, I'm gonna immediately butt back in, and I'm gonna divert, and I'm gonna ramble again. That way, if you're saying something that is a great point, I get to subvert your point, and I get to talk about things. Not gonna work here, because whenever you're done, I'm not gonna forget what I was saying. I'm gonna just start over. I'm gonna get it out. We're gonna deal with this work. We're gonna deal with this work. I'm gonna give you this work. And if you're not here for this work, you can go. I don't like lazy people. I like the people who like to get to the work, right? For sure. Let's dig into the details together, lady. You're saying that Tyler Robinson did this, right? Where's the footage? Where's the proof that that's Tyler Robinson? Where is it? We have blurry images and videos. Where's the proof that it's Tyler? Stop lying and saying that if we had footage, you tell me there's thousands of cameras on the footage. We ain't seen one of them. That don't make any sense. It's going to hurt. You think the prosecution is going to give them everything? And think about what you're saying. If I show absolute proof that Tyler Robinson did this, then that hurts our case if we're the prosecution, huh? No. That means that Tyler Robinson is much more likely to just plead guilty. Case over. Trial not needed. Throw it away. Lock him up. Throw away the key. Why has that not happened? And another thing, if he turned himself in and he's claiming that he's guilty, why is he pleading not guilty and taking it to trial? Make it make sense. Thank you for the $7.77. Interesting. Carrying you on the paving over the crime scene on a Sunday just a few days after the unaliving. Ain't no way she's paid to. And bomb dolls find guns. Of course they do. Gunpowder, right? Of course they do. Of course they do. I know what she was doing. I just refrained from saying it in real time. She was regurgitating talking points. That's all she was doing. I'm well aware of her tactic. She's seeing other people. She's falling on this side for whatever reason. And she's like, let me go and find people who've made the best arguments of rebuttals. And I'm going to just regurgitate that. So I'm going to keep it surface level. But if you dig into the details, it crumbles. So I can't dig into the details. We got to keep it surface level. Now, lady, let's dig into the details. Like Andrew Wilson, kind of what Lisa was doing, there's a sort of condescension that they sort of carry themselves with. And that alone is supposed to be or create some sort of aura about them that gives them some sort of, what do you call it? Perceived credit, if you will, right? Not here. You have no credit. You come through as a naked newborn, first into the world. We both come in as newborns. I don't care about your past. I care about this debate in this conversation. That's all I care about. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Didi. Please, no more debating feminists. That was funny because I don't even know if she's a feminist. It's really tough to watch or listen to. I'm not gonna lie, she did remind me of a feminist. I've watched a lot of pro-life, pro-choice debates, and that is definitely pro-choice energy, feminist energy. Silly, fifth grader. That's an insult to a fifth grader. Second grader debate tactics. You don't have anything. Yes, I'm well aware second graders can barely debate. That's my point. It's really tough to watch or listen to. I agree. Plus, they're always right no matter what. A fact is in front of them. Right. You are spot on. I couldn't have said that any better. I agree. I totally agree. This is the second I've sent because I just finished watching. I appreciate you doing this, and it's because I knew 33 and Candace's episode today. Thank you for that. I'm not sure if I fully understand. Maybe it was some typos in there, so forgive me. But thank you for the $5 super chat. This is the second, maybe the second super. Yeah. I remember your first super chat because I just finished watching. Appreciate you doing this. Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Gina, what up, Gina? Thank you for the $50 super chat. As always, I don't get too many of those, but Gina always bless me. My earlier SC didn't go through. Super chat didn't go through for some reason. Great job as usual, Didi. You're the best. Much love and many prayers for you and yours always. Thank you. And I think it was you that commented on Patreon earlier today. I did see it. I meant to heart it. I meant to like it. But thank you, Gina. I appreciate it as always. Big time. Plus, they sold the SUV. Yeah, just weird stuff. And there's so many other details we didn't even get into. Because they're going to say that's just circumstantial and that doesn't prove that, yeah. But when you take all these things and you put it together and you paint this narrative, clearly something else is going on here. Clearly. All right. The only reason you will hop on Twitter immediately after this debate, while I'm still going live, I'm still on live, to get ahead of the narrative is because she's embarrassed. And it's fine. Like, it happens. It happens. Right. I wasn't going to play nice. I made that decision beforehand. It is not because she's a woman. Again, I'm more than willing somebody clip this and send it to Andrew Wilson. I want all the smoke. Yeah. Yeah, they will ignore 1,000 red flags in front of them and call it circumstantial. Right. Like, are you hearing what I'm saying? Weeks before Charlie was taken out, there's a tweet that went out from a credible person. And credible only means he was on A. Smith InfoWars level. The reach that those people got, the connections that those folks got, who told him that? Weeks later, Charlie's allegedly no longer here. She says, I don't care about that. Huh? Okay. This is what I need you all to do for the 1,300 of you all that's left. As you know, like a lot of my videos are shadow banned. This one probably get rigged as well because she decided to say a lot of words that you're not supposed to say on YouTube. Hit the like button. But this is the biggest thing. I really, really would appreciate it if you all did this. Please share this video with at least one person. Just at least one person. Even if you just shared it on your channel, that would help. Because we have to expose these things when people are willing to ignore red flags. Right? Didi, you should show. Yeah, let's bring up that picture. Let me find it. Let's bring that picture up. Let's bring that up. Let's see. Tyler 1. Yeah, let's bring it up. Then we're going to go. Let's see. Tyler Robinson comparison photo. Let's see if we can pull it up side by side. Let's pull this up side by side. Let's do this. Where is it at? Let's do this. Perfect. Let's see. Tyler 2. Of course. Tyler 3. All right, wrong one. So let's go. Boom. Let's do this, you all. Let's do this together. So let's pull up the first image. This is the image of our good old buddy, Tyler. Of course, because it just can't work the first time. I have to, okay, whatever. I have to screenshot it, but that works fine. Just give me about 15 seconds, y'all. Okay, maybe about 30 seconds. And we can get this going. Let's see. I have to screenshot it because the download, for whatever reason, didn't work. Because, of course, nothing can ever be easy. So we got that one. Now let's go to the first one. Just so we can see it by itself. So that there's no confusion. Okay. Tyler 3, 4 doesn't matter. Okay. And okay. I'm gonna just go with that. Save us time. So let's go with the first image here. All right. So we got Tyler here. This is who they're claiming did this. All right. So this is Tyler. Now, one could argue, say there's some similarities. It resembles in some ways. Sure, fine. Caucasian guy, appears to be Caucasian, black hair, ball cap, a backpack. Where's the weapon at? Clearly, it's not in his pants. We can see right here it's not in his pants. Where's the weapon? You say in his backpack. We just went through this. There's a guy with a much larger book bag. The rifle can't fit in there. By the way, it doesn't appear that this bag is what Tyler was running, or supposedly, allegedly Tyler Robinson, whoever was on the roof. This doesn't appear to be what he was holding. It looks to be like a longer bag or something. Right? But let's pull up the side by side. Just so we can drive this point home. All right. So we're expected to believe that the guy here in the sunglasses is the same guy on the far right of this screen in the maroon burgundy shirt, which just so happens to be the same color of the shirt of so many people on campus that day, which has its ties to Freemasonry. But again, that's a conversation for another day. We want to restrain away from the conspiracies here in the video, or what they will call conspiracies. Let's just stick to what we can point to. And what we can point to here is clearly this appear to be two different people. The shoulders look a lot more broad in the guy in the black shirt. Right? Y'all funny. Yeah, I'm not believing this is Tyler Robinson. And here's more proof that you know that there's some dishonesty and some just bad faith acting that's going on here. At the very least, you should understand why people are skeptical, right? You should at least understand why they're skeptical. That makes sense why people will be skeptical. No, being skeptical makes you anti-Semitic. What are you talking about? I never said anything about any Jews. I never said anything about any foreign country. I said, I don't believe what they told us here. Maybe another person out there did it. Maybe George Zinn did it. Maybe one of the students did it. Right? Why do you call it anti-Semitic that I don't agree with what just happened? I don't agree with what they're telling me. You're not answering the question, how did he put the gun back together with no screwdriver? How did he disassemble the weapon in record time? You have no answers to that. I know you have no answers. Well, the burden of proof isn't on me. I know it ain't. I wouldn't want it to be on me either if I couldn't answer that question. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. This was crazy. Shout out to Gina. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I forgot to say you're the best, although Christ is king. Christ is Lord. Christ is king as well, but I like to be specific. People use that. And to be more specific, Jesus Christ. All right? People got their own versions of Christ and Christ consciousness. Jesus Christ, right, is Lord. Jesus Christ is God. Amen. Shout out to Captain KB. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Brilliant work, Didi. The problem with debaters like this woman today in AW, Andrew Wilson, is they don't care about the subject or outcomes. They care about winning. That's it. Winning. Bingo. And so it starts with the psychological game, which is why I sort of introduced the debate, or I went into it the way that I did. Right? We have to be surgical with this. Let's treat it like a courtroom. So that way all these ranting, let's just get, well, we're not attorneys. We can't do that. I wouldn't want to do that if I were you either. Present your case. I'm going to present mine. Then we can cross-examine each other. She didn't want to do that. I wouldn't either. All right? The point is, let's figure out what the truth is. Who cares about winning? Let's get that out the way. I'm not here to humiliate you. I hope you're not here to do that to me. I don't care if you are. Let's just get to the truth together. Let's work together to get to the truth. You can work with me to get to the truth because it's going to hurt the nonsense that you're pushing. Right? I actually care about what truly happened. If it turns out that Tyler Robinson did this, and that's what the evidence support, cool. What they've told us and what we've seen, I have reason to believe that that's clearly not true. All right? Marie, follower of Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you for the $14 super chat. The worst thing about all this is that an innocent man might be found guilty and then put to death. I love your podcast, Didi. God bless you. God bless you as well. Exactly. Janice Bell, that Lisa was taking info from someone. She doesn't follow the case for real, and she doesn't really care. She's not following it. She's reading words. I've read this and I've read that. You don't know what you're talking about. Do you understand? All right, fine. Enough with the insults. Can we get to the case now? Can we get to the details now? Yeah. Yeah, man. That was entertaining, though. Y'all, as always, I try to always remember to say this. Please hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Please remember to share this with at least one person. I would appreciate that. And I'm going to catch you all in the next one, man. Y'all support is everything. I appreciate it as always. And I'm going to catch you all in the next one. I'm Demetrius. I go by Didi. Peace.
Oh, yeah, Didi got a podcast.
Attitudes and our work ethic become very important in realizing our goals and opening up possibilities. I had lunch a couple of weeks ago with a recent graduate of UCA. And his story is really fascinating. It's one of overcoming homelessness during his time pursuing his degree, first at a community college here in Arkansas, and then finishing his bachelor's degree here at UCA. His narrative ranges from estrangement from family for many years to a hopeful reunion with mother and siblings. His record is one of overcoming odds in a way that I probably could not, and certainly demonstrating levels of tenacity and patience and optimism that I can only marvel at. He wanted to talk with me about his new job and his career path going forward. I really need to be there to learn from him because that's where the real value was.
Everything I say in this video is alleged. Allegedly. No such thing as a life that is better than yours. Y'all just repeat after me. I really appreciate it. Alright. No such thing. Come on, we can do better than that. Talk to me. Talk to me. Alright, let's start it over. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. You're worse than the rich white people who are, or the rich white Jews that own these record labels, because they don't even understand these populations. You have a lot closer relationship to these people, and
and you're leading them to hellfire. You are leading them in the wrong direction in the name of getting rich and famous. How dare you?
Oh yeah, Didi got a podcast.